has served the community for over 118 years, donating millions of dollars to Crookston. And whereas the Crookston Eagles Area and Auxiliary 873 will proudly host the 2023 Minnesota Eagles State Convention, June 15th through the 17th, 2023 in Crookston. And whereas the 2023 Minnesota Eagles State Convention will draw hundreds of members of the Fraternal Order Eagles to Crookston. Now therefore, I, Dale Stainbrook, Mayor of Crookston, Minnesota, do hereby declare June 12th through the 17th, 2023, as Fraternal Order of Eagles Week. In testimony whereof I hereunto set my hand and cause the official seal of the city of Crookston, Minnesota. Do hereby proclaim June 12th through the 17th, 2023 as Fraternal Order of the Eagles Week. Jake. Be exciting week.
Be a busy week.
Busy already. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Dale.
Thank you.
We'd stay for the meeting, but we got a lot of work to do, so no disrespect, but we gotta get back to the club and do some work, so.
All right, thanks again, Jake.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on, this brings us to the consent agenda.
Regular agenda.
Oh, sorry, approve agenda. This brings us to the agenda. Does anyone wish to add or remove anything from tonight's agenda?
Your-
Your Honor.
Your Honor, under the regular agenda, if we could add items 8.08, a resolution regarding the bank authority at United Valley Bank, and item 8.09, a resolution regarding bank authority at Bremer Bank.
Thank you. We had a motion by Delane,
I'll second.
second by Tim. Thank you. Discussion, hearing none. Roll call, please.
Cavalier,
Aye.
Kressel,
Aye.
Klatt,
Aye.
Menard,
Aye.
Jurdy. Aye. Fisher.
Aye.
Okay, and now the consent agenda. Does anyone wish to remove anything from the consent agenda? Can I have a motion to approve tonight's consent agenda?
I'll make that motion.
Thank you, Christie. Second by Joe. Roll call, please.
Cavalier,
Aye.
Kressel,
Aye.
Klatt,
Aye.
Menard,
Aye.
Jurdy,
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. Let's see, no public hearings. Ashley.
Yes, Your Honor. Item 8.01 is an update and discussion on 103 North Nelson.
Just discussion, right?
What we have this evening was, we have now been able to acquire the property at 103 North Nelson. The present owner has agreed to sell us the property, and so we will be able to take appropriate steps to see to it that the property is put to a more useful endeavor in the city of Crookston.
All right, thank you, Corky. Any questions?
Are we thinking that this is going to be part of the, like, reinvestment into housing? Because I know that's a big part of what we're looking at doing here.
Well, that's potentially one use, yes. Once we get the house and once we get it removed, then we can see what that property would best be used for, but certainly it would be a buildable lot at that time.
Any idea the size of that lot?
I don't know the size of the lot. We have to do a couple of things when we have to do title check, title opinion to see just where that is. We'll have to do some lien checks, but I don't know the property's dimensions.
All right, thank you, Corky. Okay, moving on.
Item 8.02 is a resolution approving the Otter Tail Power Company electrical line easement number 107840 with the city of Crookston.
Thank you. Do I have a motion to approve this resolution?
So moved, Your Honor.
Thank you, Tim. Second?
Second.
Second by Henry. Discussion, Corky, please.
Very straightforward. Otter Tail Power needs an easement over property that we own near the lagoons for fiber optic. The Planning Commission reviewed this particular matter and is recommending it unanimously for approval.
Thank you. Further discussion? Hearing none, can I have roll call, please?
Cavalier.
Aye.
Kressel.
Aye.
Platt.
Aye.
Menard.
Aye.
Jurdy.
Aye.
Fisher.
Okay, motion carries.
Item 8.03 is a resolution approving the Otter Tail Power Company electrical line easement number 138436 with the city of Crookston.
Thank you. Do I have a motion to approve this resolution?
So moved, Your Honor.
By Joe and Tim. Discussion, Corky.
Yes, this is a power line easement, again, under the river into the Woods addition. Originally, you had approved an easement. Otter Tail was not able to acquire all of the easements necessary over private property, so they have requested a different easement, essentially returning to the one that they have thought they were going to have previously.
Thank you. Further discussion? Hearing none, let's have roll call, please.
Cavalier.
Aye.
Kressel.
Aye.
Platt.
Aye.
Menard.
Aye.
Jurdy.
Aye.
Fisher.
Okay, motion carries.
Item 8.04 is a resolution regarding the zoning change with the city of Crookston Norcross subdivision.
Thank you. Do I have a motion to approve this resolution?
I'll make that motion.
So Christie and Delane. Discussion, Corky, please.
Yes, what we have here is an area in Crookston that was originally zoned industrial light. Upon one individual who owns a house, and there are 4 houses that are zoned light industrial, and they're all residential, a person attempted to sell it. The purchaser attempted to get a loan. The underwriters said, we are not comfortable giving you a loan because this is industrial. And if your home were to be damaged or destroyed, we would not be able to have it rebuilt in the industrial. So with the help of Greg, Public Utilities Director, we'll call him, or he contacted various individuals. They all agreed this would be in their best interest to get it zoned residential to 1 and 2 family dwellings. It is adjacent to other 1 and 2 family dwelling areas, so it is not spot zoning. There are 4 homes there who would all have the same impediment should they try to sell. And we worked with the lender, and they are satisfied with this resolution that the home loan would go through and there could be a sale.
Thank
Corky,
you.
this doesn't affect any other properties outside of those residential houses,
It does not.
correct? Okay.
Further discussion? Hearing none, let's have roll call, please.
Cavalier.
Aye.
Kressel.
Aye.
Platt.
Aye.
Menard.
Aye.
Jurdy.
Aye.
Fisher.
Okay, motion carries.
Item 8.05 is, Drew, a resolution regarding the city of Crookston's application with respect to the Minnesota redevelopment grant.
Thank you. Can I have a resolution?
I'll make that motion, Your Honor. I'll make that motion.
Don, second, please.
I'll second.
Thank you, Henry. Discussion?
Yes, if you approve this resolution, our EDA director will be able to file an application for redevelopment funds up to $1 million. There is the necessity of a match if we were to be granted that amount of money. We always have the opportunity to reject it, but this would allow revitalization of industrial buildings, commercial buildings within the city of Crookston, and we need this resolution in support of that application.
Thank you. Further discussion? Anything to add on that, Carrie, or?
No, it's due August 1st, we're looking at different buildings, but if we have the approval.
So we're looking at a couple different buildings on this, one of them being the Tri-Valley, and another one, we have a couple of them we're looking at, but we have to apply by August 1st. So if I get your approval on that, then we can consider our options, where best to spend the money, and then we'll look for matching grants through through federal. on that. So we'll come back to you with more information as that, kind of evolves.
Thank
Any
you.
questions on that?
Thank you, Carrie.
Thank you.
Further discussion? Hearing none, let's have roll call, please.
Cavalier,
Aye.
Kressel,
Aye.
Platt,
Aye.
Menard,
Aye.
Jurdy,
Aye.
Fisher.
Okay, motion carries.
Item 8.06 is a resolution regarding the 2023 street improvements.
Okay, can I have a motion to
I'll make
approve?
that
the-
motion, Your Honor.
I'll second it, Your Honor.
Tim and Don, discussion.
Yeah, what this involves, it's come before you at the Ways and Means Committee. We did advertise for bids. We received a single bid. That bid was approximately 37% higher than our engineer's estimate. And the Ways and Means Committee recommended that we reject that single bid. Also then authorize rebidding just two projects. One project would be the reconstruction of Alexander, which you might remember was torn up last year. It's been settling and for a year, and recommending that we bid that. And also then the installation of the water main on Houston. We have all the water main materials here. There would be no reassessment at this point if that particular item were done. So we're asking for advertising for rebids for those two items.
Okay, thank you. Further discussion?
Corky, is this the same project in which there was some concern about how the request for bids went out?
Yes, this is the same project. The mayor asked that I meet with that individual. I did meet with him, spoke to him about the project and the advertising, and assured him that we're aware of the requirements, and those requirements would be met in the future.
Okay, thank you.
So how soon will the bids go out? Okay. Good to know, thank you. Further discussion? Hearing none, let's have roll call, please.
Cavalier,
Aye.
Kressel,
Aye.
Platt,
Aye.
Menard,
Aye.
Jurdy,
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries.
Item 8.07 is a resolution regarding the change order number 1, agricultural, road, street, and utility.
Okay, thank you. Can I have a motion to approve this resolution?
So move, Your Honor.
Got Don and Henry. Thank you. Discussion, please.
Yes, this is a change request order by our city engineer. There's a certain water main attachment that's necessary to be changed. There's a change order amount of $7,095. The money is within budget and available, and this is a, I don't want to call it rudimentary, but simple change, but we need your approval.
Thank you. Further discussion? Hearing none, let's have roll call, please.
Cavalier,
Aye.
Kressel,
Aye.
Platt,
Aye.
Menard,
Aye.
Jurdy,
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries.
Item 8.08 is a resolution regarding bank authority at United Valley Bank.
Thank you. Do I have a motion to approve this resolution?
So moved, Your Honor.
Thank you, Tim. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Henry. Thank you. Discussion?
What this is an authorization for certain people in the city of Crookston to be able to access funds. Our auditors have requested certain financial information from previous years. Upon contact by our financial director, was told, we can't give you any information because you're not authorized. The last authorization on file is for Amy Finch, who has long since departed, and we have selected these individuals to be able to access financial information. And I can just tell you 8.09 is exactly the same thing, only with Bremer Bank. They again indicated, we can't give you information, Ms. Pesa, because you're not on. So,
Okay, thank you, Corky.
Corky, can I just confirm, so prior to this, like, we only had one person that was a signer on both these accounts?
that's my understanding. This would give us more latitude should, if we have one person, that person's gone, should we need financial information, we couldn't get it. Audrey and I talked about this, and we thought this would be, especially at United Valley Bank, they do our payroll, so Jordan and Vance should also have the availability to talk to United Valley about the goings-on with our payroll. And with respect to Bremer, Lynn, billing clerk, has some interaction with Bremer at times, so she should be able to speak with them.
Can I also confirm that if like any checks are written off of this, is this a 2-signature required check or is this?
Well, under be it further resolved, it discusses who the check signatories are. So it limits the number of individuals that have authorization to actually
too.
sign a check.
And it
Yeah.
is 2 of those 3 are
Yeah,
required.
that's what I just wanted to confirm.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Further discussion? Hearing none, let's have roll call, please.
Cavalier,
Aye.
Kressel,
Aye.
Klatt,
Aye.
Menard,
Aye.
Jurdy,
Aye.
Fisher.
Okay, motion carries.
Item 8.09 is a resolution regarding the bank authority at Bremer Bank.
Thank you. Motion to approve this resolution.
So moved, Your Honor.
Tim and Joe. He was louder, Joe. Discussion, I guess Corky
Same
filled this in.
thing, same exact motive and same exact reasoning for this.
Okay, hearing none, let's have roll call, please.
Cavalier,
Aye.
Kressel,
Aye.
Klatt,
Aye.
Menard,
Aye.
Jurdy,
Aye.
Fisher.
Okay, motion carries. All right, this brings us to reports. Corky.
Really busy couple of weeks. As I indicated, we did reach an agreement regarding 103 North Nelson, which everyone is happy with. We had a number of discussions, met with the person concerned about the Woods addition and the roadway. I have more things to talk about, but I think I can do that at a later time. Also, publicly, on behalf of myself and the city, I express my condolences to Wayne's family, and it's not a happy day.
Thank you.
That's all I have.
Thank you, Corky. Let's start with Carrie tonight. Anything?
We too, from the Economic and Housing Department, want to just send condolences to Wayne's family. He was huge with us at Oak Court and such a help down there. And I always said he was the guy that was the squeaky wheel before the squeak even got started to keep us, on top of things. So I just want to send that to his family. We have a staff turnover. One of our housing specialists has given their notice, so we're currently hiring. We have 12 applicants that have come in. They look like some are good and some, we'll see. So we're moving on that. 3 have been interviewed, a couple more in the process. We have 6 more interviews in the next couple days. So hopefully we can get that handled fairly quickly. With our shorter staff going on right now, our Oak Court office appointments are going to be by appointment only. We do have 2 people on site. Tim and Bill are on site with the residents, but for office appointments, we don't want somebody sitting in the office right now because we don't have enough staff to sit in an office. So if anybody gives you a call about that, that's what's happening with that. Storefront revitalization is happening. We currently have 9 businesses who've reached out regarding the application. One of them is complete, which we approved this morning. We're excited about that. A couple others have come in but aren't quite complete. And so hopefully we'll get the storefront revitalization happening, get some new signs and some paint going on in the different businesses throughout our community. And Janelle is going to be on KROX on June 15th to talk about it and talk about the program. And so if anybody has any questions, they can reach out to our department or talk to Janelle over at the Chamber of Commerce. Grant updates. We're going over some of the grants. Crookston EDA, we got a $452,000 grant for the IBTPI for the road out by Ag Innovation Campus. North Star Line has gotten a grant for $430,000. So we've looked already at $882,000 that we brought in this year, and we're looking at bringing in more. And I'm saying that to say that we've had to match on some of these funds. So as we're looking at our 2024 budget, we want to keep in mind that there are potential grants and projects out there that we may have to match on. So we're looking at our budget saying, okay, infrastructure is coming up. what are we going to do for infrastructure? Are we going to get on the IUP? Are we going to get on the PPLs for our public structures and infrastructures? I mean, and I'm sure, Rich, you're already looking at that. But we went to look at the Safe Routes and Streets for All grant, and we thought about putting our name in the hat for that this year. And what that is where they'll come in and do a whole assessment of your streets and your bike routes and your sidewalks. But we realized that with Brandon stepping down, or we're hiring his replacement, that probably we might be waiting until next year for that. But during that time, Corky and I had talked, and I think with Audrey too, we talked about doing assessment of our streets and all that type to get everything on the docket so we'll know how much funding we should be going for, because this year in 2024, there's a huge amount of money out there for infrastructure, and that even includes infrastructure for housing developments and that type of thing. So with all that money coming in, we're looking into what can we do as a city. So if I come back to you asking for money, I know you won't be surprised, because that's what I do. But the League of Minnesota Cities will be at their conference, and Economic Development, I'll be at their conference, and we'll be talking about the legislator and legislative ending and what all that means to the city of Crookston and for economic development. So in a couple more weeks when we have a meeting, hopefully we'll have more reports for you guys on that, what I feel like we could look into for our community. I think other than that, we have talked about a comp plan. Corky and I met with a gentleman to talk about updating our comp plan, which hasn't been done since 2016. So I'm sure we'll be talking about that here as we get closer towards the end of fall. And we'll talk about the Washington School. Childcare, of course, is huge on that. And that's pretty much what we have working on, and no answers to anything, but everything is on our radar with that. Any questions?
Just a comment. I know the U of M, I believe they did some of the assessment of the walkability of the downtown. So I don't know if you had an opportunity to look at that.
I have
yet.
I have the reports.
Okay.
But we kind of need a cohesive, the safe
more
routes.
holistic, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And then are you going to be at the Duluth League of Minnesota City School? Great.
Yep.
Wonderful.
Yep. And then I'll be at the economic development, which will also talk about the infrastructure stuff.
Wonderful.
So,
Thank you.
anybody else?
Thanks,
Just
Gary.
looking forward to getting more information on that billion-dollar housing omnibus bill that was signed today.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I talk about. Tim, I'll be calling you to help me write those grants.
He's retired. He'd be happy to.
That's
Thanks.
part of your council member duty.
Yeah. Pretty sure it's a fine print.
Greg, anything to report?
Again, I'd like to offer my condolences for Wayne. He was on my planning commission, so he'll be missed. Planning commission was on June 1st. We have another one coming up on June 20th, 7 o'clock. We changed the time again, just so you're on the same page. The committee decided to change the time, but it's a conditional usage for 931 Tuttle Avenue, which is along Old Highway 75. It's the old Service Pro building, or it is the Service Pro building. They're looking at putting in a used car lot and additional equipment on that same lot. So they do need approval based on our ordinances for used cars. So just so you're aware of that.
Don't they already have like lawnmowers and stuff?
That is
hanging out
correct,
in the-
but this is specific ordinance that says auto sales.
Okay.
So that's the reason why I have to ask for this conditional use. That's it for me, unless there's questions otherwise.
Thanks, Greg.
Thank you, Greg. Thanks, Greg.
Here she comes again.
I want to thank Greg. Greg's been really great in his department to find different business people coming into our community and getting me in touch with them to see what else they have going. And this specific company is looking at expanding past this. This location is too small for them. So they'll be looking at expanding past this point. And they have multiple companies that they own, and I think they'd be a great benefit to Crookston. So thanks for doing that, Greg.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Greg.
Thank you.
Thanks, Greg.
Brandon?
We got our street sweeper back, so you'll see the street sweeper out. It's a couple weeks behind, but They will be cleaning up the streets here. We drained the north water tower today. They're gonna do an inspection of the interior wet of our north water tower and clean it out. We hired Jordan at the street department, so the street department is at full staff. We have Cody starting in the water department in 3 weeks, I believe, so we need one more in the water department, or utility department, I'll call it, and then the utility department will be at full staff again, so we're getting close. Other than that, it's been kind of the standard grinding stumps. The mosquito counts have been in the 30 to 50, so we spray when we get over 100, so we haven't reached our count to spray for mosquitoes yet. We put our larvicide out about a month ago, so. Other than that, it's kind of steady Betty, normal operation time of the year, so. Lyle Wilkins hydro-seeded the levees by the fire hall and on Summit Avenue, so that part is complete. And that's all I got for today.
Do we have timeline for looking for your former position?
We're taking any applications we can get. It's
Do we have
open
any applications, I guess is my question.
For, what was it?
For his,
For the Public Works Director.
Oh, we don't have a timeline, but we have submitted redrawn Public Works Director to the firm that we've hired to get it out there. We have had applications, and Jordan and I will be interviewing, along with Brandon, interviewing when that can be set up. So
Okay.
we've looked at a number. We think this one would be a good interview.
okay, good to hear. All right, thank you.
Thanks, Brandon. Chad, anything tonight?
Just quickly, Your Honor, we are nearing the migration nearing the end of the migration to our new network. We moved probably 90% of our systems and most of our facilities over. The fire department and the police department remain. We'll be taking care of that the rest of this week and into next weekend. And I'll have a presentation along with Darren with some pictures and some show and tell for you at the next council meeting.
All right.
We brought our new Park and Rec supervisor, Michaela, online at the pool this morning, and she had no problems at all. Everything's working well out there. That's all I have, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Chad, can I ask you
Yeah.
a question?
Yes.
Do you have plans to, like, on a yearly basis, to, like, have the different departments do, like, an audit of their pages on the website? Because I feel I still am seeing, like, some things that aren't quite updated yet. And I know there are things like possibly, PDFs that were from last year. I just wonder if that's something that you guys do on, like, a yearly basis or every couple of years?
So the web system with Civic Plus that we have now, each individual department has the ability to keep their section of the website up to date. And so we will be offering on at least an annual basis some training sessions so that we work with the individual departments to make sure that they're aware how to update their website. The IT department will supplement some of that if there's a special form or some sort of online resource that needs to be made immediately available, like the alert center for the flooding that we've done.
Sure.
And that is our present plan.
Okay. Do we have an intern this summer? I just wonder if it's something also that maybe they can look through as well.
That's something worth exploring. As far as I'm aware, we don't have any budgeting in place for an intern position for this summer.
All right. Thanks, Chad.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Chad. Audrey, anything? Nothing to add. Okay, thank you. Shane?
At this time, kind of status quo at the fire department. Still looking. We've got a couple interviews that are going to come up in the next couple of weeks for hopefully filling our full-time spot. Other than that, feelings around the station kind of been pretty somber here the last couple of days. So kind of working with the family, doing some stuff with funeral arrangements. Our condolences go out to that family. He was a part of our family, still is. His quote, once a firefighter, always a firefighter, stands true. So yeah, at this point in time, we're just trying to assist the family the best we can and help them get through this difficult time. That's all.
Thanks, Shane. Darren?
Police department just also like to offer our condolences to the Wayne Melby family. Other than that, no report from any ground.
Okay, thank you. Start with Tim.
I just would like to repeat my condolences for Wayne's family. I had a meeting with him down at Oak Court last Wednesday, and I was super impressed by the fact that he knew the residents that were at the table with us by their first names. And that just is an indication of how connected he was to this community. So, and that's all I have. Thank you.
Thanks, Tim. Delane?
Yeah, it's the same thing. Condolences to Paulette and the rest of the Melby family. I've known Wayne for a long time. He coached my son in hockey, and it's been a tough weekend, so thanks.
Thank you. Joe?
I would also like to give my condolences to the Melby family. Wayne will be greatly missed. That's it.
Thank you. Don?
I'd like to give my condolences also to Wayne. He was a good friend, and we had a lot of good times together when we were younger. The chamber has 2 interns from the university, from UMC, working at the chamber now. So if you want to drop in, they're open most of the day, and they're moving forward, trying to get to downtown, along with Carrie over there, right? So we're looking forward to the future for our downtown. The chamber is really working hard to get people signed up as members. So if you have anybody that encourage them to join the chamber. Thank you. That's all I have.
Thanks, Don. Henry?
Yeah, I'm going to follow suit with everybody. And yeah, Wayne was my first hockey coach. He's my friend's first hockey coach. So, I mean, this was a wave that hit everybody in our age group in the community very much. He was the first person I talked to about joining council, and first thing he said to me was, "Are you crazy?" And he said, "I think that you do a great job, and I'd really like you to be there." So he was not just a community member by address, but by action, and I think everybody's going to miss him a lot.
Thanks, Henry. Christie?
I would, I guess, just echo what everybody has said. Coming into council, there just wasn't a lot of direction in anything I did, and Wayne was so kind to always whisper that I needed to say aye, or this is the time I could discuss something or what have you. And, we don't necessarily always agree on everything on council, but he was always just a really kind individual. So he'll be sorely missed.
Thanks, Christie. I just got a couple things. Thank Walmart for the donation of the Crookston Police Department. I attended the Roger Moe dedication, so it was talked with Senator Klobuchar for about 10 minutes, so that was, she understands our wants and needs up in northwest Minnesota, so that was, it was a short but quick conversation. Condolences again to Wayne and family. I mean, I've known Wayne for years, going way back to when he was processing deer and showed me how to do the boning to keep my fingers. And he got me involved in officiating youth hockey, and of course I guess I kind of call it a thankless job. He recruited me to take over his position as far as lining up officials and scorekeepers. And like Christie said, when I first got on council, Wayne sat next to me, and he was a great mentor, and he tried to sway you on his way to vote on something, but it didn't always work that way. But I'm still in shock over what happened. I mean, I think it's just heartbreaking. He was a fixture in the community. He's gonna be deeply missed, and he's gonna be missed down here. So condolences once again to Paulette and her family. So nothing else come before council. We are adjourned. Thank you, everybody.